Hey adventurers, hey Paxians, welcome back to another video. I'm Phoenix, and today we're going to talk about some of Mainframe's latest updates for Pax Dei, including an updated roadmap and a pretty big issue that a lot of players are having problems with on the servers right now, and that's really affecting the gameplay experience. So let's talk about some of the roadmap updates, some things that I wanted to highlight first, and then we'll talk about that issue next. So as you can see, there's quite a bit on this roadmap. Not everything is content, some of it's quality of life. And really what I wanted to highlight is something that's missing, that's been mentioned several times, and that is mounts. I love exploring the world, or I shouldn't say the world because we don't have the whole world yet. We have a region and it's Gallia. I love exploring Gallia. I love being able to go to and fro and just enjoy the world that's been created. But there are times where I just want to get somewhere as quick as I can. And without having to cross a border, you can't get that whole stam buff issue. So sometimes traveling is a pain, and having a mount would obviously alleviate that to an extent. And so I was a little disappointed to not see mounts on the roadmap at all, but we do know that at some point they're coming. It's been mentioned a few times in dev interviews, and it's just a matter of time, basically. So small disappointment for me, but it's not something I'm going to put the game down for. The next update I wanted to highlight, or the piece I wanted to highlight, is the knight and soldier roles, as well as the altars and miracles, because these were kind of paired together in an article that would that mentioned them a while back, and how this would impact people that like to do PvP. And it sounds like this is something that we'll probably get sometime after winter, which technically ends like in March sometime. So it's a little ways away still. I think we'll get quite a bit more with that update. I feel like that's going to probably be a slightly bigger patch once we get it. And it's going to bring quite a bit more, gameplay elements, especially for the folks that do PvP. So that's just another thing to highlight. And the last one I wanted to call out real quick on the roadmap is the Geforce Now and controller support. I think these things kind of go hand in hand, albeit, something different. But the vision behind one of the things Mainframe has mentioned is they want to be able to give players the ability to access Pax Dei kind of on various platforms. And this definitely fits into that vision of being able to do it. I do remember in the announcement video, back of March of, was that last year? Yeah, that feels like such a long time ago. But they had Pax Dei playing on a tablet. So I feel like they're taking strides in that direction as well to meet the vision that they had. And it's exciting to see. Now, objectively speaking, unfortunately, as I mentioned before, there is a big issue going on right now that the dev team just put an update out about an hour or so ago from the time of my recording. And it's talking about some of the progression issues that players are seeing. So we saw reports pouring in after the patch last night that certain recipes were no longer something that people could use for building materials, especially. And it's been a constant question today on Discord, and come to find out, when the Proving Grounds update first launched, so back on November 5th, there was something that some sort of data reconciliation didn't properly execute. And because of the way player data was saved, because of the, to avoid wiping data, some player data and this progression update weren't meshing properly, and ultimately it was causing a problem. And so apparently that problem got fixed, which bumped up the required skill level for certain recipes, which basically put people, it kind of makes people feel like they've been pushed backwards in a sense, or progression has been knocked down, to the point where there are several folks who are on Discord who are very actively vocal about it, and I think that's absolutely fair. We're paying to play, we're paying to test, but But at the same time, like, there's obviously expectations of something like this. Oh, that's a significant change for some people who don't have a lot of time, like myself, to play, to see suddenly, hey, I was building something yesterday, but now I can't. What in the world's going on? So I think it's a valid concern. It's a valid complaint. Vent properly. But ultimately, as players, if we're in that position, especially where something is going wrong, provide the feedback, put it in the proper place. There's a specific place on Discord you can do that. You can probably throw that in Steam somewhere if you're on Steam and you have it. So there's avenues for you to express your frustration, disappointment. You know, if you want to go so far as to say anger or outrage, absolutely, but just please do so in a respectful way. So unfortunately, with this whole issue that's been going on, Mainframe is taking a look at what solutions are out there. They mentioned one or two of them in the update that they posted, and it doesn't sound like the solution that they're kind of exercising, or wanting to exercise rather, it's going to have probably a pretty big impact to the player experience. And so they want to limit the further impact to player experience, because it's already been impacted, obviously. And so they are really trying to not only communicate in a transparent manner, which I think is respectable, but also try to limit the negative impact to the player experience beyond what it already has been. So until that fix comes through in whatever time frame it takes, unfortunately, basically the only other solution is to level up and grind up to the new recipe skill level requirements. So with those two things, the roadmap review and the discussion about the issue, that's really all that I have for today. So until next time, I hope to see you on Discord. I hope you have a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you to the vets that are out there that might be watching this. Your sacrifices and time are spent are very much appreciated, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And again, until next time, we'll see you on Discord, friends. Take care.